Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we are going to be talking about and discussing January 6, 2025 and what that means and what I see. Exactly 4 years ago though, exactly on this specific day and date of when I'm recording this video, I was privately reading with my friend, and her name is Sharon A Sense of Light, which you can go check out her YouTube channel. She hasn't posted for a while, but I do talk to her. She is my mentor. But we and her were talking, we were chatting back then in 2020, and I was like, oh, some people, like, I feel like the energy's a little wonky on January 6th. So we throw some cards just for fun, just to kind of see, what's going on with Trump and, whether or not he's going to get removed from office at that time. And I threw the cards, and it kept saying something big is happening on January 6th. Something big. And I was like, oh, you know what, maybe I should do a video. Because at first, I wasn't going to do a video at all. I wasn't going to, do anything. Then I made the video. And I will put the link to that video in the description below. And it's a symptom photo, and it says Riot or Rally. A lot of the content in that video was very accurate. I got to hand it down to that. And that was recorded on, I know it was uploaded right before the new year. So on this anniversary 4 years ago, I decided we are going to revisit, but for January 6th, 2025, and whether the energies are going to be familiar or similar to 2021. We're going to see if something big's happening. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer out. Back then, I kept saying that we are going to have a repeat of January 6th of 2021. However, the energy has since then shifted. When I read on this pretty recently, I think this month, so if you go and scroll down in the upload section, you'll see a video talking about January 6th. I kind of felt like the energies were a lot more calmer. It wasn't crazy and chaotic. But then again, when I read the energies then, it was not too close enough to January 6th, because again, it could be maybe a plan was put in place, something was put in place. We are going to delve into this and see if there's anything here. Is there anything, is the energy there anymore? Is the energy just depleted entirely? And we're going to put this to bed once and for all. We are going to move on with another video though. I am going to record 2 videos today. And the other video is going to be talking about Elon Musk and what does he know about Donald Trump and whether or not he's going to reveal it, which is why in hindsight, we're going to be using this playing card deck, but that would be in another video. So anyway, besides the point, we are going to move forward and just go on, head on in. Check the description below. I will put everything in the timestamps. I highly recommend you save throughout this introduction though, because I will be doing a little sting and bold channeling, which will be cleansing our energy and aura before we go into this, because it is going to be a little bit of a heavy reading, at least I hope it's not, but in case it is, our energies and aura and room are cleared. So I want to get that little disclaimer. I know many of you guys have voted in the community post that you do actually want me to do some sort of cleansing in the video, so we are going to include that whenever I remember. Because yeah, I clear up my memory before I do reading so I can read impartially. So anyway, this video in particular is being recorded on Sunday, December 29th at 2:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is when this video is being recorded in particular. Okay, so I don't know when you're going to see this. I think you're going to see on today, but later on. So sometime around noon, maybe 11 o'clock. I don't know, whenever I wake up. But yeah, so we're going to go head on in. We're going to dive right into this and see what we see. Now, I do want to put in a quick disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is for life purposes only. And that is it, okay? That is all that this video is for. Now, if you had not already, please like this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, engage with the content. The more you engage with the content, you'll be able to not only see my videos, but you also see other tarot card readers like me, and also other astrologers as well. So definitely interact with the content in some formality, and you yourself will be able to see good and better content later on. So anyway, let's begin. I'm not going to waste your time. Follow my Blue Sky account, follow my Facebook group if you want to be notified when I post, and if you want to have a direct line or connection to me, you can do so by doing that. Alright, let's go. I'm not going to waste any more time. It's too long for me, even for me. I have a short attention span. I'm sure you guys do too. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we're going to do the meditation thing first, and then we're going to move head on in. Okay. Get yourself in a comfortable position. I'll give you a couple seconds. You can pause the video if you need more time. Okay, so let me see if this is showing up on the screen here. Just so I can read the bar to make sure that you're actually hearing the singing bowl. Okay. I call upon my higher self, my spirit guides, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Daniel, Archangel Daphne, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Shemiel, Archangel Josephiel, and all the archangels. I also call upon Mother Mary as well to intervene if needed. I call upon you today to surround me and my viewers with white light protection, divine love, and accuracy. Please surround us with love and light and happiness, joy, peace, and calmness and understanding. Please allow us to cleanse the auras of any negative energy, anything that is negative, any negative entities, any negative thoughts, anything that's negative, please remove that, so that we can be filled with nothing but love, happiness, and joy, and peace. I call upon you today to give us a sense of serenity and clarity for those of us who are reading and tarot card readers, for those of us who use a pendulum or dowsing rod, which I feel like some of you guys here right now are holding. Please allow us to be cleansed of any negative energy and to allow us to interpret and to read fluently and efficiently, to be able to be highly communicative and deeper understanding not only of ourselves, but the world around us and the energy that foretell. I ask you guys today to surround us with love, light, and protection, and protect us from those who wish to do us harm from within and from without. I thank you. I love you. And Namaste. Please allow us to read intuitively and to connect to the energies of January 6th, 2025, and whether or not something is going to happen that day. I thank you. I love you. And Namaste. Okay, so that is a little meditation. I hope that was working. I hope it was very calm for you. I'm not going to waste any more time. We are going to jump straight into the tarot card portion of today's video. Now, this is a tarot card and deck that I use in particularly that helped Ashley make this happen. But we are going to use that. I got this deck for us to use. I kept getting a poll here, though. The first that you guys need a message. I don't know exactly who needs a message, but for some of you guys, you already have your tools out. You guys already came in prepared for this because I kept seeing so many of you already have your tools. Like you literally are prepared for this. Like you're not kidding around. So you're prepared, and I can see that. Okay, so let's see. Oh, when did these two cards come out? Okay, so we have the first card that comes out is the 14th. Have courage. This is the 5th. So January 5th. How do I get the number? When you add 1 and 5 together in numerology, you get number 5. So this is talking about the pre-contact version. That's why it's on the left side, which is indicating that this is referring to January 5th. Now, what is talking about January 6th? Interesting. So it's a 5 as well, but the 5 is reversed, which makes sense because this is no longer the 5th. This is the 6th now. This is going into the January 6th. What is the card that is reversed? It's a challenge your perception reversed. So something is revolving around a projection of something. There's a projection of something that almost feels like we have a sigh of relief. There's a sigh of relief here. Now, I don't know if this is revolving about the question. Today we're going to find it out later in the video why I had to do this particular reading first. But yeah, we're gonna find out why and what this reading may mean. It might just be meaning that some of you guys might need to resonate with this personally for your own lives, your own personal lives. This never happened before. Normally I give my personal reading for you guys towards the end of the video. For some reason, it's telling me to do this now. So we're gonna do it now. I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna see what comes up. Again, if this is a personal reading, which I don't know if it is yet, but if it's a personal reading, take what resonates, leave the rest behind, because this is a reading for everybody, and therefore not everything that I say about these cards are going to be definitely accurate for you. But I have a feeling it's going to be mixed. I feel like it's going to be a message not only for you on this day, but for like the general consensus. Like this reading, like in particular, is like for you as an individual, but also for like us as a collective on January 6th. Like it feels like it's mixed. Like it's not one or the other, it's both. Okay. I'm gonna move this to my back and kill me. Okay, so let's see. Spirit angels tell me, why do you tell me I need to do this tarot card first? Like, what is important revolving around January 6th, 2025? What's the energy? Okay, that's a lot. Okay. Okay. Alright, so the first card that comes out, which we have here, Embrace the Feminine, which we have talked about how femininity is coming to big play here in the future. We have here Embrace the Feminine, right? Mother Gaia. She definitely looks pregnant though, but also she looks like she eats a lot, so I'm not exactly sure yet. But you know what? Actually, it could be both because you think about it. I'm getting like eat the rich, but it might just be a metaphor for like eating the people who are greedy, like taking their power away and regaining back their power. But we also have here a birth of something new that's coming, but it's still being cooked, right? When something's in the stomach and is being created or made, which is in this aspect is a child, it's being cooked in the oven, right? Not physically, I'm talking about metaphorically. And eventually, when the baby is done being made or being cooked in reference here, then it can be given birth to. Saying here that it's still being cooked. This is the number 5 here. So something's being cooked prior to January 5th or on January 5th. And then, in the midst of January 5th going into January 6th, we have here Embrace the Dark, which is number 9 reverse. This is called Embracing the Light. There's something here that calls for an action to embrace the light, embrace the positivity of it. Okay, so that's going into the 5th, heading into January 6th. And then here on January 6th, we have here the 29, and we have here 9 plus 2, which should be 11, which makes this a 1. No, this actually makes this the master number, because it's 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so 29 is 11, which is the master number, which is why I call it Nourish the Soul. Heal your soul. Right? I almost feel like, in a way, you need to kind of like take a step back and just think it through is what I'm hearing. Think it through. Not all is what it seems. It's what it feels like. Not all is what it seems. And just to, be in the moment, be in it's telling me in a comprehensive state. I don't know what that means, but they're telling me be in a comprehensive state and should just be in a state of calm. And then the card that follows here in the future is See the Truth, which is not 39, which is 9 plus 3, which would be 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 12, again, the 12th. And then you take the 12th and you add a 1 and 2 together, and that makes a 3. So it says See the Truth, right? We're talking about here being in the moment, right? We're talking about the positivity, embracing the light, embracing the positive aspects, right? Nourishing your soul, getting yourself to a point of grounding. That anything that may happen, you're in a state of grounding and healing and full of love and light, right? It's saying that all is what it seems. We have here something being cooked. It has not yet been given birth to. It's still taking time to be made. Like a child cannot be made in less than 6 weeks. It needs 9 months, right? I think 9 months, right? Yeah, I think 9 months. I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I have no idea. But yeah, like it takes a while to make a child, right? It's not gonna happen like this. If it did, trust me, a lot of women would not be happy with the amount of kids that they're gonna have. They'll be like, oh, I have to take care of this one too. You know what I mean, right? After a while, you have one kid, you're like, okay, I'm exhausted. I don't want no more kids. I'm right there with you. I feel you. Okay, I feel you. All right. So at the bottom of the deck here, what is the bottom of the deck here? What is the final message? It says here the ancient ones. Okay. This is interesting because the reason why this is interesting is when you look at the deck, look at the card here, it's kind of creepy. It kind of is. If you look at it from this perspective, it's kind of creepy. And it's number 15. And what does number 1 and 5 make? Number 6. And this is reversed. It says, here are the ancient ones. Right? Here are the ancient ones. They're not hearing what has happened before. So theoretically, it could be indicating that sometime in the future, we could possibly have another January 6th. Because what is the card that follows after that card? Well, the card that follows after is called Know Your Fears. Know Your Fears. Right? Know your fears. We know what the fears of the United States is. It's authoritarianism. But even though, ironically though, the United States has always been an authoritarian government. So how could the U.S. be fearful of what it always has been? Right? And then the final card here that goes right in the center, which is said, do not fear the unknown, which is number 7. Which is funny because we have the number 5 here, which is indicating January 5th, January 6th, and then on top of that, on January 7th, it said, do not fear the unknown. Okay, guys, I honestly feel like there's a reason why I'm doing this first. There's a reason why, because this is just weird. Okay, this is just straight up weird. And yes, I can say that because, like, honestly, I'm openly honest with you guys. Okay, I know when things are weird. This is weird. Okay, this is very weird. And then the bottom is deck theoretically of this after adding all these cards in is know your power. And it's funny too because this has had 7 here and this was 20, and 2020 was like we had the fear of January 6th happening. We had that fear, but it said do not fear the unknown because we already know what has been known to happen. But the unknown factor is, can Trump get away with it? That's the unknown factor. But the bottom of the deck here is know your power. Know your power, and that is number 21. When you add 2 and 1 together, it makes a 3. Now, there is another number here that makes the number 3 here, which is also very important. What I'm trying to find right now, because 9, 10, 11, 6. We have 1, which is 10, which is the feminine. We have 20, which makes it 2. We have 14, which makes it 5, which is have courage. 7. We have the 5 here reversed. We have the 15, which is the 6. And then the 9, 10, 11, 12. This is a 3. So it says here, see the truth. So it says here, see the truth, right? Which is why you add the numbers here. 3 and 9 together makes it 12. You add 12, 1 and 2 together for the number 12, and you make a 3. And then here is 21, which when you add 2 and 1 together, you make a 3 as well. And it says here, know your power. Know your power. So know your power when the truth is revealed. You have to be able to stay stable. You need to be grounded. It's saying that, when this information does come out, you cannot be freaked out. If it was to come out. That's the key word here, if. I know some of you guys are like, no, it's definitely happening. Listen, it's free will. And yes, I do agree that it's still on track. I know some of you guys will be talking about Rosie Delice, I think her name is. No, not Rosie Delice. I think it's Rosie Insights. I don't know. I apologize. I don't mean to mispronounce her YouTube name. I don't know her. I don't even know. I try to stay away from tarot readers just because it doesn't influence my reading. Sometimes I do listen to them, but I listen to them after I do a specific topic because I want to see if I can make a comparison. Okay, this is what I get. Let me see what they get and see if maybe there's a median line or an average line in between the two. Maybe there's truth somewhere between the line, like the media, for example, right? You don't always just go to CNN just to get your news, right? You go to multiple different news outlets and you get the topic, and then you read between the lines between all of them. What do they have all have in common, and where does the truth lie in between that? That's the whole concept that I use when I listen to other tarot readers. There's that. So that is the Mexico Oracle. There's a reason why I had a feeling that had to do with first, and I feel like it was actually quite informative. Regarding January 6th, I think it was talking about more so like what may happen, but also talking about more about like how you personally are going to be affected on that day. It's almost like it's talking about the trauma that some of you guys have faced. I did do some videos on it. Like, I went live that day. I think I was exhausted. I think I did like 8.5 hours of live streaming just to make sure all you guys were okay. Spirit angels tell me about January 6th, 2025, compared to the energy of January 6th, 2021, is there a comparison that could be made here? Is there not a comparison, and will there be calmness or anything? What's happened in January 6th, 2025? Can you tell us, Spirit? Is there anything big happen in that day? What's happened in January 6th? Oh, Jesus. Okay. We have the Two of Wands. And I honestly don't know what the Two of Wands look like. For some reason, my brain does figure out what the Two of Wands looks like. So I'm going to see if I can find it so I can show you for reference. But also for me, because I feel like, for some way, it's talking about the wands here. And the wands are somewhat important in the story here. So let me see if I can find it. Because in order for me to be able to interpret and be able to read accurately for you guys, at least for this specific question, it's telling me to go find the card. Because it's saying that there's a specific message or coding on there that I'm not picking up from this specific tarot deck, but I'm picking up from the right away. We have the Four of Wands here. That is the Two of Wands. So where is the Two of Wands? You know, I would not be surprised. Oh, okay. Now that, I don't know how I did not even get that energy. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands here, which is like kind of for me like going progress and moving forward, but kind of staying stationary. I'm seeing notice that something gets landed early. Because normally when you have a plane in the sky, that means you're heading to a destination, you're heading to someplace new, or heading back to some other location. This is reverse. I mean, this is upright. What's telling me that this plane is sitting still. Like, it's supposed to be moving, but it's not moving. You know what I mean? Because the part that represents the Two of Wands in this deck here is my foreign policy card. Looking around the world, looking at the globe, right? Foreign influence, foreign interference, that type of thing. That is reversed in this tarot deck. But it's upright in this card, which tells me there's some sort of like almost like stalling. There's a stall here, like something being stopped, or something just not progressing in some way, the way that it has done in the past, right? So we saw that back in 2021. We saw how that the result in January 6th, 2021 was delayed. It was stopped in some way because of the riot that took place on that day. You know, they would have voted earlier, but they didn't, right? Because there was a delay and all that. We have here in the center, though, we have the King of Wands. And this is Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan. Now, a lot of you all know, like, a lot of people say, oh, Ronald Reagan was a great president. He helped the economy. You know, one thing you got to know about Ronald Reagan is a very smart man. I got to hand it to him. Very smart man. And I tell you guys this all the time when it comes to the economy. It is not a psychic prediction. Let me tell you this now. It is not a psychic prediction for people to say, oh, the economy is going to crash every 10 years. All right, the economy on average crashes every 10 years. Okay, on average. So don't let anyone fool you. Okay? Second, when it comes to the economy, right, when the economy does not crash after the 10-year period of growth, that's when you should be worried. Because, yeah, you'll be like, oh, you know, why should I be worried if it's still growing? Because what happens when it's not supposed to, when it doesn't crash when it's supposed to? More people lose their jobs. More people lose a lot of things. Look what happened in the 1920s, right? We had the Great Depression. People lost their jobs. This is not crazy. This is like real news. Okay, this is news that we were expected. What's it called? There was a crash in 1992, right? But because of the bubble that was being created by the internet I think it came out in 1996, 1992. I don't know when the first computers came out, and there was a big explosion in the economy, and actually for the first time the U.S. had a surplus in money. That will always be the last time. But you know, if you were to say the economy boomed after 1992 recession under George Bush Sr., then you would assume that it would crash back in 2002 under George Bush, but it didn't. It was delayed until 2006. That's a delay. And what did that delay lead to? It led to the greatest recession of 2008. So don't let anyone fool you when it comes to the economy. Yes, I have talked about the economy crashing many times on the channel, but I have always repeated that it's not a static prediction. You cannot make a prediction on economy. It crashes every 10 years. So that's not a scientific prediction. That's facts. There's a difference between the two. So anyway, besides the point, the reason why I mention this to Ronald Reagan, and Ronald Reagan being highly intelligent, highly smart, he used it to his advantage. He knew that if he ran back in 1976 and actually was to win that election, he would go on to lose 1980 to Jimmy Carter, and Jimmy Carter would have been the one to win in a landslide. However, he did a complete reversal and backed out of the Republican primary back in 1976, and General Ford went on to win the election. Well, hold on, General Ford, went on to lose that election, ushering in Jimmy Carter, who ended up got defeated by Ronald Reagan 4 years later. And Ronald Reagan used this to his advantage with the economy and using that, okay, well, the economy is going to crash. And, when we all know that's going to happen, but it's going to take place a little bit after when I go into your office. There's nothing nobody's going to do because they can't kick me out. And then by the time the next election rolled around, the economy is going to rebound, which it has always done in history. Therefore, he knew he didn't have to do too much for the economy to rebound. It was always going to rebound after that. So he always had a better time. Because people won't remember the bad time, they will remember the good time. Right? That's why it's important. Why is it coming in as the King of Pentacles here for Ronald Reagan? He's saying the word, and this is very clear, tear down this wall. Tear down this wall. Now I'm seeing two very drastic things here. There is going to be, well, there's definitely going to be a fight in the House of Representatives for the Senate and the Speaker. I definitely do see that. That's something that's not going to be a shocker. That's not something that could be unpredictable. Like, we all seen this coming. This ain't a surprise. And I told you this back before Johnson became the speaker, that there was going to be another speaker fight. And then after that one, then Jeffrey goes in. But why is tear down this wall important? Tear down this wall is also saying that there's a revelation of truth here. What happens when you break down the wall? You get rid of the wall, you get rid of the barrier. What comes flowing through? Water, right? If you break down the dam, you get water. You get tsunami, you get destruction, you get upheaval, you get landslides, you get all those things. What's the other side effect of tearing down the wall? You get people trying to cross over. You get a whole bunch of people. You even get a revelation of truth. What is the wall? It could be a boundary. It could be truth. It could be something that was hidden that gets revealed. A whole bunch of things. That's why it's very important. The King of Pentacles here saying tear down this wall might be a key indicator of something different. However, the King of Pentacles here is also saying here that Trump is going to have a pretty good time on January 6th, right? But not all is what it seemed, if you know what I mean. Like I said, not all is what it seemed, because the card that follows in the future, we have the Hermit. Look at this darkness. Look at this darkness. It's pretty dark, right? Here, I'll show you. Believe me now, it's pretty dark, right? We have Bernie Sanders, we have the eclipse, and you have this little birdie. Remember I kept talking about birds all the time, going and showing up in Vice President Harris's reading? The little birdie, the little chirper. But what's behind him? There's a little bit of light as he walks, there's light that is being cast as residue. That's very important because it means that wherever this person touches, there will be a light that illuminates. There's some sort of illumination here. Something is getting shown. Now, I don't want you to think that, January 6th is going to be one of those special days where things get believed. No, I think it's going to take place after the inauguration, sometime after Trump is sworn in. Or if he is sworn in, but whoever gets sworn in, it's going to take place after that. But this is saying something entirely different. It's saying that, if he does go in, he's going to have a freaking difficult time. doing anything. I know a lot of you guys were like, oh, he's gonna be horrible for people with disabilities, LGBT, women, all you name it. Trust me, I'm in the same boat with you. I myself am part of the LGBT. I'm also disabled. Okay, no brainer. But Trump is not going to be able to do the thing that he says he's going to do because he will be stopped. That's why I'm not that worried. Okay. Um, I could read on it if you feel better about me reading on it, but I read on this stuff way well before Trump was even going to be told to me that he was going to win re-election. I never saw Obamacare being removed. I never saw LGBT rights being removed. Again, at least that was from the past. I'll have to read on it again. But like I said, there's other things as well. And we'll see. But, like I said, there's a whole bunch of things that play here. We have the Empress card. And this is Melania Trump. Like, she comes in here. And this is like, kind of like the energy and the aura of, I don't care. I'm better than you. Right? That is why that comes in underneath the King of Pentacles, which is tear down this wall and not progressing. There's a lack of progress. And what is Melania Trump have in here in her disposal? And I'm noticing now is the bird being locked up, the bird being caged. There's a birdie that gets caged, but it gets freed in the future. And what goes in between the King of Pentacles and the Hermit, which is followed by the Four of Cups, which is the presidency card, the rejection of the presidency. And you see this time and time again. You have this cow with the presidency symbol being rejected by former Vice President Mike Pence. And this could very well be that J.D. Vance could reject the office of the presidency. J.D. Vance could very well reject it, and I've said this time before in my videos. He could reject it, but there is a refusal to become president, and maybe a disagreement of the presidency. This could be talking about the speakership, so there's a whole bunch of things that this could be referring to. However, the more on the topic of the story, this is the top of the cards here, is going back to what happened back in the old days during the colonial America. These are things that are happening, whether it's been told in history or not. They're going to be repetitive because they happened, which means the United States in its Pluto return is going to start experiencing things that it had once experienced before, and it's going to continue to experience it because that is what has happened back during the colonial days of the United States and the building of it. This is the Six of Wands, going back to the past, but the Six of Wands is a victory card. A victory card, going back to the past. Now, what did I say that the United States was back then? And what it is now. It is an authoritarian government. Victory for the authoritarian regime. Like the United States has always been an authoritarian government. That's not a shocker. Okay? Let's not be oblivious here. We have here on the bottom of the deck here, though, we have the Seven of Swords. We have the Kremlin. And we have thievery. So, and this kind of looks like the Capitol. Now that I realize it, if you look at it, it looks like the United States Capitol. And this is, I don't even know. Michael Cohen. Yeah, he comes in. He's Michael Cohen here. But I'm not saying Michael Cohen is important, but this is the character that's projected in this video, in this reading. And why is this significant? Why is it important? Because it's talking about here that things will be stolen. It will be confirmed. This is something being taken away from the Capitol. I wonder if information is going to be stolen and they're going to use the January 6th certification process for Congress as a distraction to steal information. Something gets stolen from the Capitol during this time. Sensitive information in particular. Oh, look, two things just came out. We have here, okay. So they're trying to steal something. Again, everything in this video is just for life purposes only, and for entertainment purposes only. But we have two cards that came out. These two cards are reversed. And ironically enough, they're both Democrats. We have here the King of Swords and the King of Wands. Now, what is the King of Swords? The King of Swords here is very interesting because the King of Wands, what's this card here, always represents to me the, what do you call it? The conservative card. in the original Riot tarot, the conservative card. It's reversed. We also have here, we have the King of Swords, but this is the card that always represented the incumbency. I'm trying to remember what card is what, but I remember that. So Obama, what's it, this card here represents the incumbency card, and this card here represents the conservative person going into power. It's reversed. Both of them are reversed together. So what does that mean to all of us? We're talking about January 6th, and what does this mean? There is going to be a challenge or something gets stolen, and it's going to take both of them out. Because I feel like J.D. Vance is not going to want anything to do with the presidency, first of all. And then Trump just gets getting major trouble because, first of all, there's a foreign player there. You have the Kremlin in the background, but then you have things being stolen from the Capitol and using January 6th certification process as a distraction while you get things depleted out of the Capitol. Something gets stolen. Yeah. What gets stolen? Judgment. This is the ballot. It has to do with the ballot. My God. It has to do something with the ballot, maybe the proof or the evidence. Maybe they're trying to get rid of the evidence before it can be released. Could be maybe they know that there's an investigation. If there was one, which I've been getting there was, so knock on wood. But maybe they know something and trying to get the evidence before it could be shown to publicly. And we have the judgment card. And you see this guy here who was a former slave who gets to be broken free, who was able to be set free from the burden to be set free. Because what happened to the slaves back then? They were unable to vote. They were treated as nothing. They were treated as disgusting, as not even like a person. They were just treated as animals. They were even voter suppressed too. Jim Crow laws, those type of things. This is telling me here that you are going to break free from this. This has ended. And this is her. This is her coming in. So I don't know if it means that she's going to be coming in physically, but like her movement, the energy that she did, shifted the country in one direction, shifted people into another direction. And we have here Abraham Lincoln, the Five of Cups, right? This is kind of like a Civil War card. It's reversed. There's not going to be as much division as you would think, right? I think the country is a little bit more unified than you would want to believe, right? But on the top of the card here, we have the Emperor, which is Donald Trump, right? The Emperor card here. And this is kind of interesting because in this card here, it's telling me here that this is the Donald Trump we know and see today, right? He doesn't even look well dressed. He looks kind of out of place. But look at the guy here in this picture here. He looks like 2016 Trump, right? He's a guy who's more energetic. He's able to do what he got to do. This guy looks kind of confused. He doesn't really know who he is anymore, if anything. Then what is also here? We have the Magician card, which is ironic because we have the Kremlin again. Well, we have Vladimir Putin and controlling Trump as a puppet. It's reversed. So why is that reversed? Well, it's reversed because the Ace of Cups, the bird is set free. I talked about the bird in the cage a lot. The bird cage is now open. The bird has been set free and the cup is yet to be filled. So that is why it's important, because we talked about in the other videos as well that in order for anything to happen, the cup needs to be filled. Right? The Page of Cups has indicated time and time again that when there's a fish in the cup, there is life, there is evidence, there is proof that things can indeed live even in smaller environments, like a fish, right? So that is why that is significant. So on January 6th, I feel like things are going smoothly because something's happening behind the scenes. And I'm saying this very lightly and very carefully. It looks as if things are going too good to be true, is the word that I would use. Too good to be true, too normal that it feels out of place, like a weird energy there. Like you're feeling like, huh, that doesn't look right. But it feels normal, but too normal for our environment, for our political spectrum, our political environment. It doesn't really call into question the normality of it, but rather the lack of abnormality or abnormality. You know, the weirdness is not there. It just looks like a normal day. That was a normal day back when, before Trump ran, but also back in the day when 2016 happened and the certification of the electoral process in 2017, right? Looks normal. No one even thought about it. No one even talked about it. No one even cared about it, right? It looks like as if something is going on behind the scenes and it has to do with something shady in particular. Okay, so that's about January 6th. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I covered the question for that. Is there anything else we need to cover, Spirit? Okay, so just tell me I covered everything. Sorry. They told me I covered everything except that we need to just get a couple final more messages regarding this question. I was going to do the Elon video. I'm exhausted. I think I'm going to do the video. I'm going to have to do the video tomorrow. But yeah, we'll just finish this video, then we'll end it. Okay, so Spiritual Angels, tell me about... Oh! What? What you cards are these? Oh, of course. We have Ronald Reagan reverse, which is the King of Pentacles. That is reverse here. And then we have the King of Wands reverse as well. Hey, the Conservative card. They were reversed underneath me, and I didn't even know there were cards there. Yeah, I don't know. What does this mean with me? Okay, they're telling me to leave the cards here, so I'm gonna leave it there, and we'll see why it was under me in the first place. Because I would like to know too. I'm sure you do too. Okay, so Spirit Angels, tell me about January 6th. What do we need to know about January 6th and the messages you wanted to tell me? Because you told me you had a message for me and to my viewers revolving around it, that there was actually information, juicy information that you were going to reveal or tell us. What is that information? I love when they pick out the cards for me. Anything else? I especially love it when they put it in a specific order in which I could read it. Like that. Anything else? Thank you. Pure chaos. But what is a good tarot card reading about chaos, right? Okay, so let's see. Try to read it in a manner in which I thought it fall out. Okay, so we had challenging to the future, revolving around the King of Pentacles reversed, which is the yeah, which is I think. Oh yeah, this is the Trump card. Because the Trump card is the King of Coins. So Trump is the King of Coins. This is like my Trump Tower card. It's Trump Company card, but this is just Trump in general. So Trump is reversed here with the King of Wands, which is my conservative card in the White House with the right of way. It's reversed as well. I mean, this is before, he goes into power, I believe. But we'll clarify that in the reading. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the past. So Wheel of Fortune, a lack of upset revolving around Trump. So Trump doesn't feel upset about what has happened in the past. He was very happy that he was able to win. Very satisfied he was able to win. That's in the past here. In the future card, though, we have Betrayal, which is the three of Swords, which is going straight into the heart and being forced to leave or being cast out, and he feels betrayed. This is in the future, which is why it's on the right side here. The card that falls underneath here, in between the two cards, is the King of Cups, which is the Biden card, which is also my Democrat card, or a male Democrat in particular, male energy. Specifically, he feels quite young, so I wouldn't be surprised if this has to do with the minority leader, Jeffries. We do also have here, we have a challenge in Biden is the line of secession, or the lack of line of secession, the lack of following through with the transition. There is a lack of that revolving around Trump being sworn in. So something is changing, if you know what I mean. We do have here the two of, again, like I stated here before, the two of wands here is important for some reason. The two of wands here is very important. This is referring to, actually the way to spell here, I think they were like this. So they're heading in the future. These are things heading in the future revolving around Trump and the presidency. That's why it landed like this. We have the two of wands, which talks about foreign interference, foreign influence, but also something global, your family, household name, your reputation. This has to do with the reputation of Trump. And under with that reputation, we have the Page of Cups reverse, which is normally finding the evidence, finding the truth, but not coming up. You're coming up empty-handed, right? I always say that you could take a cup, scoop it in the ocean, and not expect a whale, but that doesn't mean there's no life into the cup, right? There are still organisms, microorganisms within the water context of the cup. It's reverse. The reason for that is it's reverse is because it's telling me here that something revolving around his public image that gets tanked, right? But it revolved around some sort of lack of evidence for him. And we have here, it has to do with the people. Remember, this has always been my card for the people making the choice and handing over the transfer of power to the president they choose. This is the people, this is the president or the president-elect, whoever that may be, right? The evidence, the lack of evidence to prove that he was the one who won. And this is the election night. The election night is reversed. So I feel like in some way, in some capacity, it's still referring, it's still echoing the same consistency that we've been seeing in almost every reading, with a few minor discrepancies, of course, or outliers is what we can call them. We have the Knight of Wands, running away, escaping. This is the Trump card in this aspect, or the conservative, or the Republican, the MAGA, because it represents that orange hue, what is more of that like sacral chakra, more of that scaredness, the state of fear of all the time, the fear of what is the unknown. We have it a full card on the top of the deck here, walking gracefully. So I feel like in some way there's going to be a fool that stepped over the cliff, which by ironic is what is being shown here. But it's saying here that it's those who have been misled a false truth about the money, because they were looking too far up at the money that they could be offered. They were too busy to look down and realize they're going to fall off the cliff. And in the future, there will be a truth revolving around the lie in which they were fed. And when the lie that was fed was not unification, was a lack of the unification, lack of the American people unifying. We have the Four of Cups here. There's somebody who's going to assume the power or forcefully take the power despite not being allowed to. They're going to do it anyway. And it's going to cause some sort of internal fighting. This is the Five of Swords. So, yeah, it's interesting because we have here Trump runs away with that. He runs away with the election, but the election is reversed. The result is reversed here. Underneath this card here, which is followed by the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I counted it right. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 wands here, which is telling me somebody's hurting. And we have here the 4 of swords here, which means the end of political career. Somebody's going to have to leave. Am I even reading this right? Yeah, I'm reading it right. I'm showing you guys in the reversal for some reason. So this is reverse. This was upright. This is the 8 of Cups, which means somebody has to go to leave, and it has to do with money transfer, money fraud, something with money here, something that transfer wealth. And Biden's gonna have to do something, or the Democrats are gonna have to do something, because if they don't, they're gonna be hanged. Not literally, but metaphorically speaking. So they're going to be hanged if they don't do anything. And I mean that in a very metaphorical sense. I don't mean they're actually going to be hanged. I'm just saying that, what's it called? They need to step up their game. They need to become more active. That's all. This is what the cards are saying. It's what the tarot cards and my spirit cards are saying at this point in time. I don't see anything major. I just feel like it looked too quiet and too peaceful for anything to seem like it's normal. It feels more out of place, but like behind the scenes out of place. Weird. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't get the crazy energy that I saw back in 2021. I don't. I just feel like they used 2021 as a distract. I mean, 2025 as a distraction, and it may be just as big, maybe just as important as 2021, except it's done a little differently. That could be what that could be as well. If there was to be something that happened, then it might be that I'm misinterpreting some of the information here, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm reading between the lines. I don't know. I just know that my videos and my readings had always had Easter eggs in them, and that you can watch my video one time, and if you revisit and rewatch the video again, you'll realize new information that was hidden before when you read. Yeah, excuse me. My videos have a tendency to have Easter eggs, which basically means that when you rewatch the videos, like you're watching a new content video because there's hidden information that's hidden in the videos, and you're only picking them up. You only pick them up every time you choose to rewatch the video. That's what's cool. So you might see some information revolving around this video at different points in time, but then you go and revisit this video, you're gonna start to see different information that you may have not picked up the first time when you watched this video. So there's that. Anyway, I am going to end the video. I am exhausted. I am closing my eyes. You can kind of see that my eyes are red, and I'm closing my eyes. I don't know why I'm exhausted. So I'm going to go to sleep. I love you all. Have a great night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for showing me love and kindness and happiness and joy. I appreciate all of you. I read all your comments. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I want you to know I love you. And if I don't see you, Happy New Year. Speaking of the New Year, I keep forgetting. Let me know what questions you want me to ask. I'll do like a New Year's Eve special. Alright, guys. I love you. Have a great night. I'll see you soon. Bye. Happy Hanukkah for those of you guys who celebrate.